Welcome back to another episode of Think Tank Kids. My name is Chris.
My name is Ian.
My name's Nathan.
And today we're going to bring a bit of culture to your mind. But before that, I will say, and I'll do this at the beginning of every episode because it's the best place for it, please like the podcast, subscribe to it, leave us a review wherever you listen to it, come and engage with our Facebook, our Instagram, come and have a chat to us, suggest episodes, tell us what you enjoy about it. And people do this and it's lovely because I get to engage and I get to pass on the messages to the guys. And it's lovely. And what I've discovered is there is a Venn diagram of people on my other podcast who love my wife rather than me, and people on this podcast who love Ian rather than me or Nathan. And those people are just a circle. And I don't know. Again, I keep saying this, and I'm sorry, Ian. I don't know why. But
he's unthreatening.
I think it's your voice.
In the medium of podcasts, it's almost certainly my voice because.
So the downside of this is, and I'm probably playing to the wrong crowd here, if you don't do this, or if you do engage with the podcast, we can start a Patreon, and when we do, we'll make Ian read erotica.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah, can I write it?
Yes, you can. And in fact, the biggest punishment, I'll make him read extracts from my book, where in my first novel, I made the big mistake of abandoning subtlety altogether. So there's some very smutty scenes in that one.
Oh.
However, today, I want to point out before we start, we're going to talk about the after-hours culture across the world in museums and art galleries and what have you, and we're going to take a closer look at the Northeast England. But before that, I do want to point out something that made me laugh just before we went live today. Earlier today, Ian, Nathan and I are part of a group chat, and there was somebody who wanted IT support in there, which we then had a bit of a chuckle, like, oh, typical older person needs help with technology, etc., etc. Fast forward to 5 minutes before this recording started, I went to send a reel on Instagram to Nathan and Ian separately, tried to search for Ian's account, and instead just sent Nathan a message saying Ian.
It's true.
It was Ed Bull's Day recently.
What the what?
Oh, have you never heard of
Ed Bull's Day?
Okay, this is going to be very quick because this is obviously not the purpose of the episode, but the renowned politician, quote unquote, Ed Balls, funny name.
Hilarious.
I believe it was 2011 or sometime thereabouts. So he was a Labour MP. He was very closely associated with Gordon Brown, started off as a special advisor, and then was one of the ministers in his government. And then, having embraced Twitter, as it then was back in the day, he clearly went to do a bit of a vanity search, therefore typed into a function Ed Balls.
Oh, yes,
however,
I remember this.
It wasn't actually the search function, it was the post/tweet function. So he replied, and so basically there is a very famous tweet that he didn't get rid of immediately, that just basically said Ed Balls. And because this was back when the internet was fun, people made great hay with it, to the extent that they now call whichever day in April it was when he did this Ed Balls Day. And Ed Balls saw the funny side of it, not least because his name's Ed Balls, and does play into this. Ed Balls actually lost his seat, although he is married to Yvette Cooper, who was recently the Home Secretary. I think she was reshuffled into something else. And Ed Balls is now one of the rotating presenters on Good Morning Britain.
Ed Balls.
Ed Balls.
And if you didn't follow that anecdote but did like his voice, we'll write a story where Ed Balls and Yvette Cooper fuck Ian and make him read it.
Yes.
Nathan, write that down.
I'm writing it right now.
So today's episode is an Ian episode. Woo! We'll have to get a soundboard for that. And it is an Ian episode where he is going to tell us about all the lovely culture after dark in the Northeast. And I've got a surprise poll that I did, but I never talked to them again once I left Warsaw. So, Ian, why don't you take it away and tell us about the late shows?
The late shows. So the reason I wanted to cover this is because it's something that has always been in my orbit ever since I moved to Newcastle for the purposes of a master's degree in museum studies. So I was moving up for the academic year 2009 to 2010. And therefore, the late shows came into my radar because it was, even back then, and it was relatively early days, it was a case of all of my contacts in museums and culture were opening up their institutions on a Friday and Saturday evening. It's usually the second weekend in May. And the idea is they'll put on something special, but it also gives people a chance to go out, visit a place, and potentially, if they enjoy going to see whatever special event they're putting on, that might persuade them to go back there during daylight hours and actually see the full worth of what goes on. Now, that does very much presuppose that it is somewhere that is open to the general public during trading hours. So museums, yes. Places like print workshops, maybe not so much. But that's the idea. Now, the history is it began in 2007 with 14 venues in Newcastle signing up to do it. It was spearheaded by a man called Bill Griffiths, who, when I was doing my placement module during my masters, he was the boss of my line manager. So he was kind of my boss's boss. Eccentric fellow who worked for what was then Tyne and Wear Archives and Museums. Is now, it changed its name last year to North East Museums. And he might be on your kind of level, Chris, on the basis that he's a sealed knot guy. Now, I was wondering if sealed knot, aka kind of historical military kind of reenactors, are they the same as LARPers, or is there a healthy disdain between the two communities?
First of all, I have not done LARP, nor have I ever been associated with that. All those pictures and accounts are fabrications.
Sure.
But nah, man, they're straight up LARPing. They are. They're
Yes.
LARPing. And LARPing has actually entered the lexicon, and it applies to of the general population. It applies to far more now than it ever has. But I have never drawn a distinction between a battle axe and a machine gun, ever. Like, it's the same. It's the same thing. But when you said sealed knot, before you explained what it was, all I could think of was bestiality. And I'm glad
My God.
that it came away from that. But
I just
love...
thought it was, I thought a sealed knot was another word for constipation. Like your balloon knot is sealed and it can't come out.
No, I've never. I mean, there might be some mill sim guys listening to this, because it is invariably it's guys. They'll be listening to this thinking, "Oh, we're much different than those LARPers. I've never worn chainmail in my life. I wear periodic webbing."
Yeah, no, I did see it once when, again, whilst I was still kind of in my museum days. So I was at Hilton Castle in the Sunderland region.
Oh yes, lots of ghost stories around that one.
Sure. And there was, and so Bill and his band of reenactors were doing a Civil War era kind of reenactment. So it would be the kind of one Roundhead tribe from the 1640s versus a Cavalier side. So,
Ooh, well, until you mentioned that, after now knowing you and absorbing some of your knowledge, I was just going to be a smart ass and say, well, which Civil War, Ian? Be specific.
yes. Well,
Hmm.
there we go. Have to wake up earlier to catch me out on Civil Wars or something. So my first late shows was in 2010, and it was whilst I was doing my masters, but I wasn't officially part of it. It's just I got wind of it happening on a weekend where I had a mate of mine coming to visit, and we spent most of the day at Beamish on the basis that he was coming via car, and I hadn't been to Beamish since having moved up to the northeast. I'd been before moving up, but this was an opportunity to finally visit Beamish for the first time in absolutely ages. So we did Beamish, and then we got back to where I was staying in Heaton at the time, and we went out on the town, had some drinks, and started staggering into various places that were open as part of the late shows. So my mate, who's now a respected policeman with a wife and family, but I've got a great picture of him pissed as a fart riding on a donkey in the regimental part of the Discovery Museum, which has since been removed, unfortunately.
We just
Probably
couldn't get
because of idiots like him.
we couldn't get the stains off.
And then the year after, having graduated and still trying to get into the museum industry, I'd taken on a temp job at a law firm at this point, but because people like Ed Balls had been voted out of power, it was the Cameron era government, something that I noted in my very first stand-up set, and so the best thing I reckon I could do was volunteer. So on the Friday evening, I was part of a kind of media team who was going around interviewing people who were enjoying the evening's festivities, and then on Saturday, I'd volunteered specifically to be one of the stewards at one of the venues, and the place I chose was the Castle Keep, which was hugely interesting. I'd been before, and it was very nice, kind of like ushering people through the castle throughout the evening. But it did strike me of the fact I was missing out on everything else that was going on, and for that reason, I have never volunteered since. So with regards to that, I'll now just take a pause and ask my co-hosts, the late shows, is this something you'd ever heard about before?
Not a clue.
No, not specifically. Not specifically. I've been to a few events, but I thought they were just nice one-offs.
Well, I mean, they kind of are. I mean, because it is an annual event, but yes, the events themselves held for the purposes of the late shows are one-offs, and usually the venues don't necessarily redo the same thing that they did the previous year, although not exclusively. The thing is, with regards to what Nathan said, I understand, because it's different for me, because I moved up here with the sole purpose of being involved in the museums and the cultural, the heritage sector, and therefore it made all the sense in the world that I would hear about it.
So if I could cut in,
Yes.
why the Northeast then? Why not London? Because that is where I'd associate more these late night opening things. Like, so why the Northeast for you?
Well, the thing is, there are other similar schemes that are run in other places around the world. London is one of them. It's also quite popular in Scandinavia. It's just for late shows in particular, I'm focusing on, in part because it's timely, because as of the week this is being recorded and released, the late shows this year will be this coming Friday and Saturday. That is to say, the 8th and 9th of May. But even if you're listening to this afterwards, I mean, it does very much presuppose that we have that many listeners in the northeast, and we may well do. I don't know the exact breakdown of our audience base, but even if you're not local, if you're not in time to actually hear about it, I think the purpose of the episode isn't just to promote for those who would be able to attend if they were local and available. It's also just to give a flavour as to what kind of event the Late Shows is in its entirety. And, you know, it's a kind of good showcase of what Newcastle and Gateshead do have to offer culturally from places that you may not expect. Because it isn't just simply museums. There's a lot of artist studios and other kind of creative spaces that I've discovered through the Late Shows that I would otherwise not know about, frankly.
Yeah, and just to give some wider context to this as well, so we're talking about Newcastle and the Northeast today because that's what we can relate to,
Yeah.
and that is what we can experience. However, what I would like people to get out of this is that when you listen to this episode, go and Google late night museums around your area, because I did a bit of research about where this came from, and I was expecting to find, this has been happening as long as there's been museums. Not quite. The concept pretty much of late night, late shows as we know them originated really in 1997 in Berlin, called Lange Nacht der Museen, the long night at the museum, right?
Yeah.
And then it started to spread across Europe, and it had like... The idea was you want to bring in people who don't normally go to museums, and that's what we're going for as well, right? If you don't normally do this stuff, go and Google it. So by 1997, Berlin did it. Then people started to copy it, and it was Scandinavia. It was very popular, like Ian's just said, and it often is like, if there is one in your area of the world, it might be a single ticket and then maybe a bus between these places, like a pub crawl. Or it might be like free entry or whatever, and it's just worth having a look, because even though the German one, Lange Nacht der Museen, that spread all across Germany really quickly, and now there's ones in most of the big cities like Cologne, Hamburg, etc. But then by 2021, over 1,200 museums in 120 cities were doing something like this. And there's 2 million visitors annually. Now, the Northeast, the one we're talking about, happens to be probably one of the best. It might be the best put together one in the UK. So we'll focus on that. But and this is where I'll demystify it for Ian and Nathan. Our audience is spread across the world. We do have a lot of people in Germany, for example, who listen. We have a lot of Americans. You've only got 200 years of history, though. Sorry. So soz. But then you've got like people in Australia as well. It's generally English speaking people, or people who speak English as a second language. Don't have that many listeners in China, but we do have one in Korea. So make of that what you will.
Oh, hello, mate. How you doing?
Hi. But the point is, this shit, when this isn't just local to us, but we are going to talk about it because that'll give you an idea of what might be around your area. But it's a good late night or evening activity around your area when the weather's starting to get good. So don't just think of it as, just this thing I heard about in the UK. We want you to go and Google what's in your area, then tell us about it, because it's absolutely fascinating.
Darn teasing. And I mean, the other thing that surprises me about the relative lack of recognition of it is because specifically the late shows is very well branded. Like the logo, they've got banners for like each individual place that is opening its doors up to visitors, and what they used to do as the main promotional aid back in the day is were the late show's glow sticks. They had specific yellow glow sticks that they just hand out for free for people to wear, and as they're going around the town, as as evening draws in and the lights fades away, you can see the people who are going round for the kind of late show's trail because of them wearing the glow sticks and everything. And the traditional ones were yellow, although once Gateshead joined in with the project in 2014, they then added orange glow sticks to the mix as well. However, because of political correctness gone mad, they were scrapped in 2019 on the basis that glow sticks are single-use plastics.
Ah, fair enough. I've been
they got replaced with badges, which is so much better.
I agree with that. I've spent this afternoon. I've spent maybe 5-10 minutes leaving quite aggressively hateful comments on reels of American people using single-use plastics in their house when they're making a cup of coffee.
A great use of your time.
Yeah, I know that's 5-10 minutes is a conservative estimate.
As your legs recover.
Yeah, fuck them, bastards.
So the way that the late shows plays out is that the Friday evening is exclusively reserved for the Ousburn Shieldfield area, and it always used to be the exclusive domain on a Friday, but back in the day the Ousburn venues would then stay open on the Saturday as well. However, this stopped for two reasons, on the basis that Gateshead joined, so there were that many more places to go and see over the course of the Saturday night, and B, for that reason, it was thought of, if you've already seen them on the Friday night, and with that much more to see on the Saturday, the likelihood is it wasn't worth keeping certain places open in the Ousburn on the Friday. Therefore, the Ousburn and Shieldfield are open exclusively on the Friday, and then Saturday is the entirety of Newcastle and Gateshead as well. So they do lay on buses to help people around various areas, because it can be a fair distance on foot. Because when I say the Ousburn to Shieldfield, it can go as from... So when I say Shieldfield, for example, do you know where the Star and Shadow Cinema is?
Yes,
No,
I do. Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, so it can go from there right down to like Holt's Yard, in like the deep in Byker, near the river. So it's not the quickest way around, especially when you've got all of the Ousburn in between. And similarly on the Saturday, when we say Gateshead, it could mean the Shipley Art Gallery, which is like the other side of the flyover, the late lamented flyover, which is currently being demolished, to the Baltic on the quayside, through to at Newcastle the Hancock Museum, which is like right at the top end of the city. Therefore, they've got specialist buses to go round in a circuit for you to kind of jump on and jump off, akin to a sightseeing bus in a specifically touristy town. for you to pick and choose where you want to go and see. So, with that in mind, shall we go through the programme of events?
Sure.
Yeah, I also want to share an anecdote as well. So I'll talk about the ones I've been to when we get there. But
Sure.
my wife used to, she used to volunteer with the museums as well, and like pick and choose shifts and events and stuff. She used to do events like stewarding and stuff.
Yeah.
And there was, I think it might have actually been Ed Balls was there at the Discovery Museum a couple of years ago.
No
A
way.
The Ballad of Ed
a
Balls.
a couple of years ago at the Discovery Museum, they did an after-hours Labour Party fundraiser, and
wow.
she was stewarding for that event, and her job was to basically stand at one of the entrances for the fourth floor to make sure that people didn't go up too far.
Right, yeah.
And she said like there was loads of Labour figures who were there that she recognised, because the MP for Newcastle City is a massive twat, but is also a Labour. Not a politics. Not well. Obviously, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Labour anyway. But I shared an office space with her once, and she's just one of the rudest fucking people ever. Anyway, that's by the by. But yeah, so that was one of my first exposures to like, oh shit, these museums open after hours to do things. And in this case, obviously, it was political fundraising, but it was my first insight. And she also used to love telling me about like going into the archives and stuff after dark and like just looking at stuff, which was fascinating.
Yeah.
Is there, sorry to interrupt. Is there any alcohol involved in these?
Yes, loads. I can't wait to get to mine because it's one of the best nights I've ever had. It was fucking
All
mint.
right. Okay, good. Because otherwise, I just thought, what's the fucking point?
Actually, do you know what? Ian, can I tell you about mine?
Go for it.
So and this is when I thought it was like a one-off until you told me, like until you mentioned this, and I was like, I can go and do it again. I didn't know that. It was the Hancock Museum in Newcastle, so it's one of the massive museums. And for anybody not in the Northeast who's listening, it covers around 350 million years of history, right?
It's
And
predominantly natural history and classical civilizations.
yes, I went to one with my wife, and when it opened, we went inside, we put our coats in, and it was dark. It was dark outside, and we got tickets to go in, and they were serving authentic Roman beer that the soldiers would have been drinking when they were stationed, like at Hadrian's Wall and stuff, made from the recipes they found.
Nice.
It tasted like shit, but it did get me pissed, which was great. And they served pizza there as well. It was like, yeah, so they had drinks, they had pizza, they had box wine. Best wine is box wine. It's great. But there was guided tours, and there was also specific talks. There was also an old English or Anglo-Saxon choir who were singing like they were singing in Old English, which was absolutely amazing. I got a talk about burial rites in like the Iron Age and stuff like that in the Newcastle area, about like the stone cairns and shit like that. And then upstairs in the planetarium thing, there was a horror, quote unquote horror experience where they were doing a study on what horror does to your brain. So I got a bit of science, and I went in there in the planetarium, and they put on two audio narrated experiences in the planetarium, and it was pitch black, and you had to fill out a survey afterwards, and it was two horror stories, both very short. One was about a kid being chased up across the moors by something like a guy who wanted to kill him, and the other one was about two burglars who break into a house and encounter some like eldritch kind of Lovecraftian being, like a beetle type thing. But that was my experience. I went away from it pissed and absolutely loving it. And I told so you can see why I'm so excited about this episode, is more that I was like, oh my God, I can do this again and at more places. Fucking sign me up. So we're going to go this weekend.
Cool.
I can't wait. So yeah, sorry, I just wanted to get out there because I was so excited.
I think the closest thing, and we'll see when we go through the program, the closest thing you'll probably have with regard to that in insofar as they'll serve alcohol and put on oldie, shall we say, bardcore music, is if you go to the Castle Keep.
Hell yeah.
That is typically what they do. Sorry, Nathan, you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you need to buy tickets? Like, is it, or do you just spend money when you're in there?
For the late shows, primarily, everything is free. It would only be ticketed if they were doing something very specifically special, or perhaps something that needs a timed ticket. So, for example, the Cathedral will sometimes do tours up to the top of the tower, but for that you would have to book tickets in advance.
Right, okay. But the alcohol's not free. You need to pay for that.
You'd have
The
to pay
alcohol
for
on
the
the pizza.
alcohol. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Except
I'm just making notes.
although I say that, if you go to a lot of artists' studios,
Mm-hmm.
the complexes, a lot of artists will be there. They'll have their workshops open because they'll have displays of all of their artwork on sale, and a lot of them will have like 3 glasses of wine, say,
Mm-hmm.
available for people to persuade people to stay in the workshops for a fair while, to and maybe induce them to buy certain things. So there can be free alcohol involved, but moreover, there is nothing to stop you from visiting any public house nearby, any of the places that are open, and then just sauntering in less than sober.
Let's see. Okay.
So,
Sorry, just to mention as well, the Discovery Museum, the Hancock Museum, sorry, the Romans priced their beer very reasonably. It was 3 cans for £10, which was pretty good. A black
Yeah,
beer.
that's not bad, but it wasn't actually adjusted for inflation, so that's how much it cost back then too. It's just caught up.
I've got $30,000 of credit card debt.
Right, okay, so this coming Friday, so the programme begins more in the kind of Shieldfield district. So the Star and Shadow Cinema, seemingly it's not at the exact front of the catalogue, but next door to it is a place called the Flea Circus, and they're having an exhibition called Pretty Urban, which is by a photographer. And then going along the road is the Biscuit Tin Studios. So if you know the Biscuit Factory, which is like the premier kind of art gallery, it's a great art gallery because if you like the look of something, you can buy something from there.
Mm-hmm.
Which, once I get rid of my own debts, Chris, I'll be looking to get some artwork into 14. However, the spin-off studios, which are on the same road as the Star and Shadow, they're doing a print club, so you can try printing stuff. And then you've got the campus of Northumbria University, which houses the law school. It's the one that's opposite Manners metro station. So there's an open studio and exhibition at Design Feminism's Research Group. So that's one for Nathan. You've got the Newbridge project that's in the shadow of the main kind of tower block in Shieldfield. For those of you who don't know Shieldfield, it's basically Newcastle's ghetto, which Elvis was so fond of singing about.
It was, yes.
He had Shieldfield on his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. So moving further down that road, you've got Shieldfield Artworks, where they've got something on called Craft Clay and Ice Cream. The Biscuit Factory itself is doing something with regard to folk stories. So they've got, as it says here, with a nod to folk traditions, gather for an evening of art, music and words, celebrating storytelling, the land and communal experience. Featuring Mercury Music Prize nominated singer and songwriter, novelist and artist Catherine Williams, nope, me neither, launches a collection of miniature portraits and will sing from her back catalogue, with other spoken word, acoustic and a cappella music performances across the night.
Ooh, that sounds pretty good. Now, you guys, they haven't responded to me yet, so I've not really told you. But I reached out to the Northeast Folklore Society to see if they wanted to come on for an episode, because there is some events that I'm going to shorter in a couple of months called it's like sauna and folklore. So they'll set up on like Tynemouth Beach, like a mobile sauna, and you'll go there on a night with other adults, have some drinks, have a sauna, and swap stories about Northeast folklore, and obviously
Okay.
the Folklore Society there as well. But as well, when I went to the Hancock, there was storytellers there who were like professional storytellers who told local stories. So that is absolutely my bag. What's that at again? What?
That's the Biscuit Factory.
Yes, I will be going there. I think I'd spotted that.
Then moving down towards Eastbourne proper, on the same road as Ernest's, where myself and Nathan occasionally feature in our comedian personas. There is the Cobalt Studios, and they are having a free music party. To which the pablum is, this year get ready for a stomping, romping lineup of totally free, world-class global live music from Delhi Sasimi, Yoko Pueno, Milne Glendinning Band, alongside studios, exhibitions and some extra surprises. And there's also in the same area ARG 2, the sequel, where Katie Stobart is returning, having 9 years previously held a collective single scream live event to mark the inauguration of Donald Trump's first presidency. As part of the Late Show's 2026, Stobart presents a new live event on the top floor terrace at Cobalt Studios. This follow-up performance invites the public to join a collective single scream to mark the progress of Donald Trump's continued presidency.
Wow.
So a bit of politics for you there.
Politics and a bit of screaming.
Indeed.
Silence is golden, but shouting is fun. That's my motto.
So moving down into the Eastbourne, you've got a venerable venue, which is Northern Print, where you can go in and basically make use of their printing apparatus. The event that they're holding this time is, let me see if I can say this correctly, Mokuhanga. Celebrating an exhibition of new work by Japanese artist Fusako Yoshikawa. Get into the groove with woodcut printing. Come along, make a print, see the exhibition, and watch the studio artists and printing presses in action. Yes, Northern Print, usually really popular during the late shows.
Yeah, Fusako Yoshikawa. Okay. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. Are we're completely not going to talk about Yoko Ono and how that's an amazing fucking name? Nobody's going to mention that we've covered the shags on this show. We've not talked about Yoko Ono yet, but we're just going to skip over possibly one of the best puns I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Well, she Yoko Porno.
Yoko Ono. That's amazing. Why does nobody? What the fuck? Why are we just talking about this?
I don't know. I thought it was like I don't know. Is that might actually be their name? It might not be a play on words.
That is literally what I was reading out. Yoko, as in Yoko Ono. And then Pwono, which is Pwno. Totally different. It's
Porn,
like,
yeah, as in porn.
PWNO.
perhaps it's like the Welsh the non-union Welsh equivalent of Yoko Ono.
They are an Edinburgh-based band who mix traditional Scottish styles with Wales screeches and effect-laden soundscapes reminiscent of dub reggae. Okay, right.
Wow.
They sound just.
That
This
sounds
might not be
right up my
ironic.
street.
This might not be ironic.
I like it. I like it.
You've not even
Speaking
heard
of venerable venues, Ousburn Farm. You can go to the farm after hours.
Oh, hell
It's
yeah.
my favourite.
Do you mean that, Nathan?
No.
No.
Is this Ousburn Farm as well?
The Ousburn Farm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that place. Someone stole one of the big rabbits from there recently.
What?
Someone stole a rabbit from Ousburn Farm. Yeah, it caused quite a ruckus in my house because next to Ousburn Farm is a lovely children's book centre called Seven Stories. It's amazing.
Mhm.
And we sometimes will go to Seven Stories, then we'll go to Ousburn Farm if we're in the area, and we'll see the animals and stuff. So then, yeah, imagine my surprise when because it's a really compact, tight, tiny little farm, and it's amazing what they've done with the space because it's not a big space that's wrapped around like the bridges right next to the river. It's wrapped around like the bottom of the bridge. And yeah, someone got in and out and stole a friggin' rabbit from there because they got the rabbits and they get the massive guinea pigs together. And someone stole one of the rabbits. So
Yeah, they've been caught now.
have they? Oh, good. Phew.
Well, yeah, basically forensics went in and they've found a hair.
Oh no.
I was wondering when you introduced that information, Chris, whether that was a joke.
It was not. It was not. No, I was genuinely a little bit annoyed and upset. Like, why would you do that? And because
Well, it's a joke now.
Yeah, I mean, these these animals get lonely, so at least steal two if you're going to steal them. You're going back to Yoko Ono. The first song I've just found is called Corn Star.
Mm-hmm.
So they are
Star.
they're definitely up Nathan's street.
Well, I've seen one called Brittle Star Galactica, which I quite like the sound of. They've got 280 monthly listeners, so they're not very big. But I'm going to give them a listen. The sound up my street.
Yeah, next Outsider Art episode, Yoko Ono.
And you mentioned Seven Stories, Chris. Usually, Seven Stories, one of the places that is open during the late shows, which is great if you're a cheapskate like me, because it costs money to go into Seven Stories. And also, it does look weird if you are a 40-something-year-old man with no children walking around a bookstore / museum space that is all about children's literature.
Yeah, doing the Gruffalo Trail on your own.
Yeah, no matter how much.
Yeah.
No matter how much you think it costs you, Ian, it costs more when you're a parent there.
It certainly does.
Yeah,
It's the equivalent.
Sorry, go on, Nathan.
I was just going to say it's the equivalent of walking around on your own in the wonderful world of David Williams.
I've not quite decided which one I want yet. But, sir, you're not holding any books.
I think the wonderful world of David Williams is a different kind of cost, but
it is your soul.
Reputational damage, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so sadly, Seven Stories isn't open, seemingly, according to the programme. However, its very famous neighbours are the Clooney. The Clooney 2 is hosting Radio Ousburn. So you'll get the chance to join the presenters of Radio Ousburn in their studio and try some live DJing, including introducing some of your favourite songs.
I'm barred from the Clooney.
You are, aren't you?
I am barred from the Clooney.
This is Clooney too, though. It might be
Oh,
different.
that's the one next door to Seven Stories, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not banned from there, but I'm not going back. One of my favorite, in fact, not the first podcast I ever listened to, because that was cracked.com's podcast, but the podcast that was my favorite for years and years and years was Those Conspiracy Guys. And I went to a live show there with to meet Gordo, who was the host, and he was absolutely lovely. He's amazing in person. However, genuine conspiracy theorists are not fun people to meet in real life. They
No.
are fucking lunatics. And I thought, oh, everyone will be like me, just really kind of like rational people who like to learn about alternate perspectives on history. Nope. The most contrarian people you have ever met in your life, like derailing every conversation about, and they were talking about vaccines and all this kind of shit, to the point where me and my wife left halfway through the show. And after I'd spoke to the guy, and I was like, look, I've paid my ticket. I'd love to meet you, but your audience are fucking lunatics. I'm off. He was like,
Yeah.
yeah, all right, fair enough, mate. Well, he's Irish, so I won't do the voice, but he was like, yeah, fair enough. And so
Hasn't stopped you before.
Yeah, I'm never going back to the Clooney, because it was a very horrible evening.
Yeah, everything is a conspiracy when you don't know how anything works.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's so what was it, Terry Pratchett who said it doesn't stop being magic just because you know how it works? It's the opposite with these people. It is the opposite. Yeah, so that is a life lesson that the Clooney taught me. Conspiracy theorists are not fun to meet in real life.
No. There is actually one place that is wedged in between the Clooney and Seven Stories, and that is 36 Lime Street, which is one of those artist studio complexes that I was talking about earlier. So I do recommend going to that, because there is some interesting artwork, and as I say, there's the potential for free alcohol. One thing I would say, do not go there if you have a wheelchair, because there is a lot of steps and no provision for people who are mobility disadvantaged.
Chris, what percentage of our listeners are in wheelchairs?
Statistically, I don't know. But you know, it's a demographic you could join at any time. So maybe just don't go.
You can't really talk about statistically though, because isn't it statistically 1 in 3 people are Chinese? And according to our viewership or listenership, we don't have anyone from China. So that doesn't work.
And we've got nearly 21 people in our group, so at least 6 of us have to be Chinese.
Yeah, I think it's Chris.
Don't be silly. But if you do have access to any sensitive information you want to share with me.
Yeah.
Across the road, you've also got a specific studio for Jim Edwards, who has some very distinctive paintings with regard to places within Newcastle and the Northeast in general.
Oh yes, I know this guy.
You've probably seen some of his stuff here and there. If you haven't, just like Google like Jim Edwards artist, and so he's got a very distinct style with regards to how he paints the area. And there are a few places next door to him. The Usburn Trust is further up the road. They're putting on something called Maps, Music and Mammals. Join community makers for nature-inspired crafts with Common Sea, East African rhythms with Nyatiti Nyadala, wildlife storytelling with Samantha Sanford and Jamie Crump, and create a collaborative Usburn collage with the Trust's historic image collection. So there you go. And then further up, and this is something where there are places where you have to book. I don't think it's necessarily... Actually, I'll click on the link just to see if there is a cost involved. Seemingly not. But it's all sold out anyway. The Victoria Tunnel. So the Victoria Tunnel, something I very eccentrically considered on my long list of locations for my 30th birthday party, because I'm weird. But the Victoria Tunnel is somewhere you can access from the Ouseburn, and it is, as the name would suggest, a tunnel. But it's one that stretches as far up through the city centre as to underneath the Hancock Museum. And it has been used as a variety of things. It started off life as just a kind of means of transporting coal from coalfields up near where the moor is, down to, the Ouseburn for shipping purposes. But it's been used as a bomb shelter during the Second World War. I believe it even housed people at one point. But there's a lot of... It's quite interesting, if nothing else. It's a fucking long tunnel underneath the city. So that's, not every city's got one of those.
No, but why would you want to spend your 30th birthday in a tunnel?
Well, that is exactly what my mother said to me. And we changed it to suit a lighthouse instead. So,
Your
no,
mother is a sensible lady.
It was the one off at Whitley Bay, St Mary's, I think it was.
Oh yes, where the dogging happens.
Not within the family Wilson. But,
oh God, that's horrible. Where?
That's Whitley Bay.
Not
Really?
within the family Wilson, but it can just happen. Like you could just be there and accidentally flash your lights twice for I am willing.
Oh, yeah, you accidentally knock the headlights. Mum, hiya.
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting. Where though? What roads? I saw
car
that.
park at Whitley Bay Lighthouse.
There is a very big car park at Whitley
So,
Bay.
well, this is coming out on Wednesday, so there's still time. But I saw a poster earlier. Bonnie Blue's doing a dogging tour of the UK.
All right.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
Let Neil know.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if she's performing at the Stand, to be honest. They just get anyone there, don't they?
Take that, Martin. Right. So, moving through these, Ben, we've got the Toffee Factory, which is a bit of a misnomer. It's more of an office and event space. But they're putting on, in association with the Cumberland Arms, of course, a disco night.
Nice.
You to
Okay.
walk the catwalk, find your look, and dance at the disco. And I do love the Toffee Factory for the weirdest, nichest things, because it was either last year or the year before they did stuff devoted to Twin Peaks, to the extent that they recreated the Black Lodge interior. That's fallen on deaf Twin Peaks it is, but
Oh, sorry, man. It's one of those shows I've just not watched. I'm still trying to process The Sopranos, and that was like 6 years ago.
Yeah, it's escaped me as well, but everyone always rants and raves about it, so I will watch it at some point.
Yeah, it's like Twin Peaks and The Wire are like two things that I know I should watch.
I'm like that with The Wire.
Is Twin
I'm
Peaks
like that with all TV, to be honest.
Is Twin Peaks? Oh no, I'm thinking of Jacob's Ladder. I was thinking of the one that inspired Silent Hill, but
okay.
Is Twin Peaks like Jacob's Ladder at all?
I've not seen Jacob's Ladder. I can see I can kind of see a connection between Twin Peaks and Silent Hill,
Mm-hmm.
to an extent.
I'm gonna look up what Twin Peaks is about, and then I'm gonna download it while we're talking, because.
Other places, you've got Albion Roast Studios, Brinkburn Street Brewery Bar. They are doing something called Beer Meets Band, which is really a branding for watching performances by homegrown Newcastle talent. It doesn't say at what and maybe sample one of the beers.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
That sounds pretty good. Do you know what? Right, I'm saying, should we go this weekend? Can we meet up there?
I'm definitely going.
Yeah. Well, all right. It sounds
Yeah.
like you've already got plans. You're going to be too cool.
Oh no, I've not got plans with people. I'm just going.
Sorry,
I plan to
I'm
make
going
friends
to
there.
I'm going to a film premiere this weekend. I can't.
Ooh.
Right. Refreshing the new page on Pornhub isn't going to a movie premiere.
Yes, it is. It's responding to the DMs in the OnlyFans that they send me that I've paid £50 for a pay-per-view. That's a premiere.
Oh God. Oh, what movie premiere are you going to?
No, it's
Oh, is
one
it
of
Debbie's?
our.
Oh,
It
it's
is
Debbie.
Debbie's.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it's a local northeast film, premiered in South Shields. What's it called? Wentlock Road,
Something
I
like
think
that.
it's called. Let me just have a look before I try and plug something that I don't know the name of.
Oh, that's good. It's good
Um,
to support. I think I'll do what I normally do. I'll buy a ticket and then just not go.
oh, yes, you do that, yeah.
Well, no, I mean legitimately. I'm
Wenlock
still
Road.
supporting the show. I'm still supporting the show.
Yep.
I think the tickets are sold out, mate. I think apparently me and Alan are sat with the casting agents and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try and
Take your headshots.
Sit on this black
I'm gonna
sofa.
swing my dick around. Yeah.
You and Stoney on the casting couch. So, you want to be famous, don't you?
That would just be Stoney trying to figure out how to work a vibrator and me helping him.
Okay, it's on now. What do I do with it?
That wasn't a good podcast laugh. That was a very surprised Chris laugh where I've just basically spluttered into the mic. Oh, good lord! Right, I'm going to see if I can. Ian, if hopefully me and my wife are going, so I'll see if you're around when I'm
sure.
there. If not, I'll buy a ticket and not turn up.
So that's all of the news, Ben. So we move on to Saturday night, and we'll start with Gateshead, and we start with St Mary's Heritage Centre, which, if you haven't been to it before, you might know it better as the church building that sits between the Sage, or the Glass House as it is now, but no one's going to call it that, and the Tyne Bridge.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do know
So
which
it's
one
been
you mean.
turned into a museum, and this it's Games Night, bottles, coal and iron. Party like it's 1859. Try your hand at game-inspired DJing with community organisation Northern Pulse, and play your way through Gateshead's industrial heritage with our new board game, Bottles, Coal and Iron. Life in the 1800s wasn't all work and no play. Have a go at games played in centuries past. So for those of you who like ball and hoop, that seems to be what that's suggesting.
Right.
Yeah.
This is all just one big ad, isn't it? This
It
podcast.
seems-
You're
yeah.
just doing a big ad. And can I just say, I do call the Glass House the Glass House. I don't think we should be dead naming buildings.
Wow.
That showed me.
Yeah, it
both
turns out
senses.
we've now got a DEI committee on this podcast, and it's one of one, and it's Nathan.
And surprisingly, it's me.
Yeah,
That is surprising.
that says more about me and Ian than it does about you, I think. Lord.
Also, up kind of overlooking the quayside is the Station East pub, where they're putting on the Pure Class Open Mic Show. Are you a poet, comedian, storyteller, or musician? This is the event for you. An open mic at a historic pub where you can showcase and listen to amazing performances with incredible talent across the Northeast.
Ooh, I could go there and tell the Lambton Worm story.
You could. I mean, I went to Station East last month or the month before. It was the month before, because I was put in contact with the guy who is a local promoter in Gateshead who works at Station East, who said, "Oh yeah, we do a spoken word night every Wednesday, including this coming Wednesday." And I was put in touch with that guy at Jimmy B's wedding reception.
Oh, yes.
And that promoter was the only other guy I spoke to for the whole evening, because the rest of it was Jimmy's family and his wife's family and friends. So,
Nice.
so that got me to Station East, and I had a go at doing my set there, and it was really interesting because it's under the railway arches, but it's also got a kind of stone surround as well, so it was really echoey. There was no microphone, and there was not many people there, so it was all very disconcerting. But
I've done gigs without microphones. Like I've done one in Edinburgh was the weirdest one because the electricity went out. And I was up on a stage, and you have to like really project your voice, and it just had this like fucking 1930s beer hall in Bavaria, like Germany type vibe to it. Like I felt like it was a rally.
The thing is, the acoustics were great, so it didn't really need a microphone. It's just like I suddenly realised what a comfort blanket having a mic is when you're doing stand up.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like it a lot of the time, it's just having something in your hand.
Yeah,
that makes you. It's like it's the speaking stick, isn't it? Like or it's the conch from Lord of the Flies. Yeah. It's like okay, if I've got this, that means I'm speaking and I have the authority. There's things I've said with a mic in my hand that I would never say with a mic out of my hand unless I'd thrown it at someone.
Same.
That needs to be studied. I bet someone has studied that. Like, why does it feel so different when you've got a mic in your hand versus when you don't? But I do think the answer, I suspect, will either be because it looks like a cock or...
Yeah, I was just about to say it's very phallic, isn't it? Yeah, it's a phallic symbol. You're holding the dick. You're the big dick boy. You're talking on stage with the big dick in your hand. And that's that, really. Is this open mic? Is this like can people just turn up and perform, or is it one that's already been pre-decided who's on? The one that's on during this weekend of the late shows.
I gave my dick to Kirsty for Rough as Toast.
Oh my God!
Ian, do you know if it's a predetermined open mic? So, listeners, this is what happens in the comedy world is that anytime anybody hears about a potential opportunity to get up in front of people for 5 minutes, you have to be like flies on shit. Like you've got to speak to people, like Ian's just said, talking to a promoter at a wedding, like, and then and this is all fucking free, mind you. This is all free stuff, with the hope that the paid stuff will come later. But this is Nathan now has to determine: has there already been a running order assigned for this? Is there still a space? And if there isn't, might he be able to go along? Might he fuck off this premiere and be like, "Soz, there's an open mic"?
I think the premiere's through the day. It's relatively early, so I could probably still make it if so.
There are Instagram contact details for the person hosting the night. Yes, so you can look at that.
Send them over, and I'll deal with that.
So we then go across to the Central Library, and this sounds like something that's right up our street. The power of plants. Try different activities to test your senses and develop your green fingers. Learn about herbs and make a scented mini bag with Herb Hub. Make a plant label in Maker Place, and try printing with vegetables. There'll be tasty treats to buy. Tasty vegetables. And you can explore the library as part of the 100-year celebrations.
Why did you laugh at tasty vegetables?
Oh, the vegan speaking.
If you can't make vegetables taste good, you can't cook. That's what I say.
There's something to that, certainly.
Yes. Is that just a place for stoners then? They're all having the herb.
Well, Gateshead Library.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? And then you've got the places in Gateshead where, again, you're probably a bit more reliant on a bus to get you somewhere. So for Shipley Art Gallery, which is a good half-mile south of the river, they've got a creative communities session, which is all crafting and creativity. And there will also be local creatives, groups, and live music as well. So if you want to go out of your way for that, by all means do so. Bencham Grove Community Centre is also open. And you can also go and see sunset at the Dunstan Staves. What do you know about the Dunstan Staves?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. My God, I'm starting to think I don't live in this area.
You
So,
don't.
That's probably why then.
The Dunstan Staves, so the staves are a large wooden structure which is on the south bank of the Tyne at Dunstan, which, if you think of the Redhugh Bridge, if you kept going perhaps west from there, it kind of looks across to Elsick on the other side. And it's this large wooden structure that used to service coal boats. And it's kind of still standing despite the fact it was subject to an arson attack 10 years ago. But it was put out, and it's basically a huge wooden landing stage that has been preserved. And you can get close to it as the sun goes down. Now, I say that, I tried to see this, I'm going to say pre-pandemic with regards to this, but I couldn't get close. So hopefully things have improved slightly. But if you do type in Dunstan Staves, which is Staiths, you'll get an idea of what they look like.
Oh, well, we will really just celebrate anything, won't we?
Yes.
Jesus. It's like a half-made bridge. It's like something I made on Minecraft.
And
That's heritage.
I do want to point out, like, we're looking at our area because all of this is available. Google what is on in your area. If you live in, if you live in Cologne, Google that. If you live in Hamburg, Google that. If you live in whatever, Brussels, look like Warsaw, Poznan, wherever the fuck you live. Like, just Google it and be like, what's on near me? And there is something, and it's amazing. Like, look at how much we're going through, and this is over 2 days in one city, and then technically across the river, but still. Like, it's crazy. It's amazing. And yeah, this is
Other
like,
search engines are available.
yeah. Well, not Jeeves, not anymore.
Rip.
Yeah, it shut
Rip
down on the
Jeeves.
1st of May, didn't it? Yeah. Which is,
I remember when I was young, writing in to ask Jeeves, what is the meaning of life? I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I really thought he'd had the answer, but he didn't.
Dear Jeeves, can you fix it for me? I can't believe this. The Dunstan Staves is an unfinished bridge. It just looks like it's just sticks.
It's just
Fucking
a load
hell.
of shit. It's not exactly the Wicker Man at Alton Towers, is it? It's not. There's no fire and wood together. It's not a world first.
There was 10 years ago.
Oh, it was me. I started it. I set fire to it to try and beat Alton Towers' record.
Moving to Newcastle then.
Yay!
On the quayside, there is an open evening of Bessie Surtees's house, which is the kind of Tudor building along the quayside, which is technically the English Heritage's headquarters, but they do have some rooms that are that visitors can attend. Now, that I say that used to be the case pre-pandemic. It's now usually closed off to visitors, but it is being opened up for the late shows. So you can have a look at some interior 16th, 17th era rooms, and there'll be some English heritage exhibits on display. And then if you go directly up the bank, you've got the castle. And as I said, so giving it the full sell, Chris. So this is what you like. This is the drinking and such like. The Blackbird Tavern. Soak up the ambience of a real tavern for the night, as the Blackbird Tavern will open its doors once again within the walls of the castle keep. The lower floor of the keep will be transformed into a medieval pub, complete with bar, medieval entertainment, and eccentric characters. Over 18s only.
Oh,
That just sounds like the Black Garter.
that sounds amazing. I am all for medieval pubs.
Yep.
Like that is bardcore taverns is fully my jam. That is, oh god, yeah.
Yep. That's probably the place you're going to be staying most of the night on Saturday, I guess.
Or it's for your eyes only doing anything.
The only time I've been there was Valentine's Day with my wife because the taxi driver told us that couples got in free. So we went in obviously as a couple, but then there was another couple who came in later that night who could not handle it, and that is you really have to be kind of like secure and trusting in your relationship to go to for your eyes only because it was amazing watching that other couple just fucking break down in real time. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, me and my wife went to a ladyboy bar in Thailand together, and that was interesting. We took my father-in-law as well. He didn't like it.
Yeah, whatever.
That's
except when they were like, "Oh yeah, the usual."
Yeah, they knew my first name.
The closest story I've got to that, which is what I've been milling around as to potentially doing for stand-up at a later date, is right after I'd finished school, we had our last family holiday as a 5-piece. So there's my mum and dad, there's me 18, my sister who was 16, my brother who was 15, and we were doing a kind of GTA San Andreas kind of holiday. So we were going to LA, and we're going to
killing people.
We're going to absolutely. We were going to drive up to San Francisco, then drive down through Yosemite and through Death Valley to Vegas, and then drive from Vegas back to LA and fly home after that. So when we flew in, when we got to our hotel, like checked in, put our bags down and everything, just wandering out for something to eat, jet lagged and everything. So we wander into like the nearest eatery, and it was Hooters.
Oh,
Nice.
Excellent.
I've been to one in Newcastle. It's shit.
Now the thing was, my parents, being middle class and everything, they were far too polite to go, "Oh, we've made a terrible mistake. Oh dear." Instead, what they did was they were like, "Okay, we'll be shown to our seats then," and went along with. So we had a meal at Hooters, and my parents didn't know where to look. Me and my brother absolutely knew where to look in various places. I don't remember what my sister thought. Frankly, I didn't care. So.
Well, there you go. You've been to Hooters with your parents. In America, they do in strip clubs. They have like full-on buffets of like different finger foods, but it's normally like barbecues and ribs and like wings and stuff like that, which has got to be something to be said about that, because you know when someone's being too touchy because they've got like barbecue sauce on the tits.
There's that old Chris Rock joke about it, isn't there? Where he's like, Don't eat the food at a strip club. Titties and tater tots don't mix. It's like don't go to a strip club during the day. Don't eat the food there.
I think that sounds great. You could do that on your work break. You could just go into a strip club, watch some ladies dancing while eating wings or cauliflower wings. I don't know if they do vegan options. I'll ask. Oh yeah.
The one, yeah, Ian. Don't get tempted to go to the one in Newcastle. It's terrible. It's not nice. It's not a very good restaurant. I'll be honest.
The Hooters. I haven't been.
I went with I see, like, there's some friends I see twice a year, and we swap between Edinburgh and Newcastle, and it was just, we went for like the cocktails and that, and it was just not good. Blech.
Yeah, I don't like places like that. In my older age, I've started to become a lot more aware of myself, and just it creeps me out going in places like that and like strip clubs. I would do anything not to go in one now.
Yeah, it's the novelty is very much worn off, hasn't it? And it's it's just not worth it. It's whatever the media has sold you, the hype. It ain't it, chief. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, I derailed the conversation.
That's
yeah,
all right.
you did. Tits.
Well, we move on to the Discovery Museum, sponsored by Hooters, where they're putting on 7 bridges and golf around the galleries.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
7... What, you don't want to play golf around various galleries within the Discovery Museum?
I don't like golf, and we have too many bridges in the northeast.
7 Bridges is an interactive music installation inspired by the Tyne's 7 Bridges and the connections they represent. Created in collaboration with regional musicians, the evolving composition blends strings, brass, and contemporary sound. Installed across the Discovery Museum balcony, the work only reveals its full power when people work together. Visitors are invited to stand on sensor pads in unison to unlock and layer the music in real time.
Right.
No?
No.
No, okay.
No. Discovery Museum is nice, but that doesn't sound nice.
It's all right. You can always play golf around the galleries, I suppose.
You can do that at any point. You can just take a golf ball at a club, and then you can just do it in any museum that you want. It's frowned upon.
And then you can add it to the Clunier's list of institutions that have banned you for life.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
That's the one you fell asleep in the toilet, isn't it?
That is correct, yes. For those listening who are curious, I went to see a band called Molotov Jukebox, who are a great band. They are led by Natalia Tena, who is an actress. She is in Game of Thrones and many other things. But it's like gypsy swing music. It's very cool. And I had quite a lot to drink. And then after I had quite a lot to drink, I had quite a lot to smoke. And sometimes it just doesn't work out with your body. And I went to sleep in the toilet, and they shut the entire bar. I woke up, set the silent alarms off, broke out the front where it's like a big metal door with a huge like metal door stopper. And as I went out, there was riot vans and everything telling me to get on the floor. And I was accosted. And then eventually got a letter in the post saying that I'm never welcome in the Cluny ever again. When really it was their fault. They should have checked for drunk, overweight men on the toilet floor having a nap.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation. It kind of hit me that it was something that I'd obviously been thinking about in the back of my head while we were talking. And then I was like, that rings a bell, the Cluny.
Yes. I mean, I'll probably get away with it now going in. It was like 10 years ago, so...
Literally grown a beard to hide it.
You're correct, yes. That's the sole reason for this beard.
Oh, sorry, Ian.
Sorry. The opposite Discovery Museum is Alphabetti Theatre.
Yes, we know that one. They never got back to us, even though we tried to hire the fucking
venue.
Allegedly.
As of yet to host the Cunny Funt.
Yeah, allegedly a venue, though how they do that. Although I do wonder, is it? Oh, I know it was Martin. Actually, no, you never have to worry about Martin doing something. So it was very much the venue, not Martin. If it had been other people, I'd have been like, did they actually press send on that fucking email? But no, it was definitely Martin
Hi,
reached out
Martin.
to them. Yeah.
So they're putting on Shoyoke. It's karaoke, but not as you know it. Alphabetti's legendary Shoyoke, it says here, is hosted by Carmen Silk, the lass about tune who loves a show tune. Expect big musical numbers, warm encouragement, and fearless belting. Grab a drink, choose your favourite musical, and take the stage in this feel-good sing-along. So, seemingly a show tune karaoke event.
I can't find anything on Carmen Silk apart from Carmen Silk cotton placement, print linen, and maxi dress.
Okay.
Yeah, you had me at show tunes, to be honest.
As in yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, 100%. I love that bawdy shit.
That bawdy shit. The common room, which is along from the station, is also the Mining Institute, as was. They're doing something called Beneath the Surface. Explore an immersive mining soundscape. Continue your journey into the lost future of coal mining and discover your industrial heritage through an architectural installation in partnership with Newcastle University. Don't leave without enjoying some Lego and finish your visit with a sing-along in our cafe bar.
I think if you walked into anywhere called the common rooms, you'd burst into flames.
I've been to the common room before.
I mean, well, no, the common rooms are. Well, I mean, you only have them in middle class plus establishments. You don't go into the local workmen's club and say, "Good sir, where's your common room? May I? I'll take a glass of port in the common room."
Hi, we're all coming here, man.
Are you fucking standing in it, pal?
I swear, the first time I did Sam's Tunes Day in the actual bar proper, because like the first 4 times I went, it was always shunted into like the event room because
the major performer in the disabled toilet
because the football was on. But like the first time I performed in the actual bar area, I was like, "Where the hell am I? I'm gonna get glassed." And then the Newcastle Art Centre, which is up Westgate Road, they are putting on an exhibition to promote the work and value of street arts on the 4th and Pink Lanes, highlighting the environmental improvements created by the involvement of artists and designers, meet artists, and help create ideas and images.
Meat artists.
As opposed to vegan artists. And that backs on to the courtyard, which has the Black Swan pub, and they've got live music and a bar. They also usually have a food van, which is a useful place to refuel, I find. Blackfriars. Has anyone here been to Blackfriars before?
Yes,
I think so.
I hired out the banquet hall as well.
Of course you did.
It was for a work thing, and I was the one who arranged it all, and it was spectacular.
You reckon you have, Nathan?
Yeah, I think I've been there. I'm just looking at it now. I've been outside.
Yes.
I've been in the outdoor area rather than anywhere indoors.
I mean, outdoors, indoors, wombling free. It's just it's a very lovely place because it is a 13th century former Dominican monastery. It's like one of the few good remnants of medieval Newcastle. It is a very good, by which I mean expensive restaurant. But what they're also doing are history tours, of which they will take you into one of the private dining rooms, because that is pretty much the oldest part of the area. So there'll be a spoken tour about the exact history about that particular part of the building, and that's happening. Whilst normal people who've already made reservations to eat there that night just wonder why there are so many more people going around.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
Speaking of venues that we've looked at that didn't get back to us, Tyneside Irish Centre is also open with the Secret Shebeen. That's how it's
Oh, they
spelled.
did get back to us.
Is that where you tie people up and suspend them from ceilings? Shebeen.
I don't know. I never went to that museum in Amsterdam, as it happens.
Is it like
Oh wow,
is it the Japanese
this
rope art?
Ah, right.
this Blackfriars menu looks good. I'm just looking at it.
Blackfriars is amazing. We when I did it for work, we had like it's and this is going to sound weird as shit, right? But it was the furniture in the banquet hall is amazing because you've got the stained glass windows and everything,
Yep.
which is all like proper. It's like being in an old chapel. It's a fucking old monastery, isn't it?
Mm.
But it is like being in the. It is an old chapel, and like the tables and chairs are like proper thick, heavy wood, and they're all carved beautifully, and it's just amazing. I'll see if I can dig out some pictures from when I was there, but it was great. And then plus when we were all pissed outside afterwards, they have heated lamps, so that's always
They do,
nice.
yes.
It was,
Not
yeah,
even that expensive.
it's a good place.
We had a team Christmas meal there with my previous firm, and as you say, just lovely venue. The heated lamps afterwards. It's only slightly spoiled by the fact that one of our secretaries tripped up and broke a collarbone on her way out. But
Oof.
there you go. Never mind.
Mm.
I don't work with her anymore. The Irish Centre, the Secret Shebeen, invites you to visit the gallery, a rarely open venue on our top floor, and find out more about the history of Gallowgate and the building. Usually, Gallowgate means it's the place where they used to hang people back in the day. Just to demystify that.
Well, I work on Gallowgate, and I feel like I feel like hanging myself whenever I'm in the office.
You're working your notice, aren't you?
I am. Well, I'm also waiting. I've potentially got another job offer coming in from EY, so I'd still be working on Gallowgate because it's across the fucking road from where I work now.
I only know Gallowgate as there's a Gallowgate stand inside St James's Park, the football stadium.
It's because you're facing. I've been inside St James, like I did a speech and stuff there, and yeah, it's literally it's like fucking 10 meters away.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, gotcha.
But what building did you work in, Ian? Was it Times Square?
It was Wellbar Central.
Oh, okay.
So the one with Costa and Grant.
Yeah, the one next door. All right, cool.
Yeah. Our heritage includes town walls, Roman remains, battles, executions, football, and music. Whilst here, sample some free Irish stew, whilst enjoying listening to some live traditional music.
Mm.
So, defo free food if you go to the Irish Centre.
Yeah, I'm making notes of all the places I can get things for free.
What's does it say what traditional music it is? Is it like there's a lute? Great. So will they have like singing in that? I don't know why I'm asking you, Ian. You're not a representative of them, but
my hair can be traced back to Ireland.
I love I love like Irish rebel songs and stuff like that. So
that's me to a T, Chris.
Yeah.
On the rocky road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. You pull out black and tans whenever I'm in the car.
Don't start on that again.
Feet.
Moving more into the city centre, right next door to the stand, that's a whole arts studio complex, would you believe? The High Bridge Works. My cousin, who's an animator, used to have a studio there, but then had a child and couldn't afford it anymore. So, fun story. And on around a similar place, on the corner, so you have the stand on High Bridge, and then you've got the High Bridge Works. And then on the corner, you've got the Castle Fine Art Gallery. And there's usually someone sleeping rough on the side of it. But here is where they are presenting the art of Bob Dylan.
Oh.
So, Bob Dylan, wouldn't you know, he's a painter. And so his works are going to be put on display, and you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to be priced in the 4-figure region, because that's exactly what was there last year, alongside the art of Billy Connolly and
Adolf Hitler
celebrities. Just like, okay, it's art. I'm not paying 3 figures for this, let alone 4.
No.
So if you want to see
is this definitely
pretentious artwork by celebrities, this year it's the turn of Bob Dylan.
definitely Bob Dylan, not Bob Ross?
Correct.
I don't pay 4 figures for anything that doesn't light up or move on its own.
Or it's
Inside
Pokemon.
me.
Yeah, exactly. Dragon dildos. As long as it moves, I'm good.
Tyneside Cinema is actually both Tyneside Cinema and Newcastle City Library are putting on silent discos.
Excellent.
Nice.
I love a silent disco.
Yeah, they are fun to just take your headphones off and think, oh God, everyone looks as stupid as me. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's my wife's favorite thing ever is being at a silent disco and taking her headphones off and listening to about 7 songs being sung at once.
Yeah.
It's just squeak
it is
of
so funny.
the squeak of shoes on the floor.
Yeah, it sounds like you're in a slaughterhouse really, and just screaming pigs.
The Lang Art Gallery is looking at portraits, and there are competitions and a tour, although some of it looks like the tours do need pre-booking and paid tickets at the unusual price of £8.82 per person. Not sure what's behind that, but there you go. And then let's move up to the University District. You've got the Farrell Centre, which is the building where the tea house formerly known as Quilliams is, and the upper floors have weird exhibition spaces. With this year they're doing dolls housing. So that's one for you people who enjoy freaky imagery.
Nice.
And then the Hancock Museum itself is going for Quest for the Great North Treasure. The Great North Museum Hancock, as it was rebranded, is indulging in a year of treasure. Come along to view their new exhibition about the history and importance of treasure. Take part in the Great North Treasure Trail and have a go at making your own wearable treasure to take away. So
The Great North Treasure is just a steak bake, isn't
it? So one for all you pirates.
A chicken roll.
Yeah.
Right, so I've gone through the brochure, as well.
Nice.
What of all of the things that we've gone through, what particularly stands out and you reckon you'll make a beeline for?
Is it the Blackbird Tavern? Is that the one?
Yeah, the Castle Keep. Yeah.
Yes, 100%. That, and even the Irish Centre as well. It's just there's so much, like the history and folklore stuff is the one that jumps out to me. So all of that is just a bit of me, and that's the thing is, again, I want to say this again for our listeners, that like there's so much. We live in a time where our history and our culture is so accessible to us, and I don't know why it fails so much at marketing and branding, the branding's pretty good, but the marketing for it, that you just don't realize this is all here. And I will point out as well, and sorry to go off on a tangent, before we came on this episode, I asked a German person, I asked a Polish person, I asked a Spanish person, and I asked an American, as well as several British
Is this
people.
a joke?
No. All like I asked people like I know, and I can ask people who live in different countries. None of them were aware of anything like this around them, even though I then Googled it around literally where they are, and every single one of them had something like this. So like it's such a weird phenomenon that so I just Google it. That's the point. The whole point of this episode today is me just screaming Google it or DuckDuckGo it or whatever the fuck Nathan uses, over and over again. Like, because it's so accessible, and that's what's exciting. Like, all this history, all this culture, all this alcohol, it's all so accessible to you.
Especially in Newcastle.
Yes.
Just undoing my entire point there, Ian, you twat.
I mean, if there's one thing that Newcastle has more of than branches of Greggs, it's drinking establishments.
And apparently museums that are willing to let you in for very little. So knowledge is another thing there's lots of as well. So yeah, for me, it's the folklore and like the history type stuff, and especially mixed in with a bit of music. Is there some vocals or a lute? I'm a complete slut for it. Nathan, what about you?
I would make a beeline to Station East because I don't waste my time doing anything that isn't going to directly benefit me. I am, however, a bit shocked. I don't know if maybe I've missed something, but you didn't mention anything to do once we were around the Gateshead area, the Baltic. Are the Baltic not doing anything?
They weren't in the brochure.
That is so weird, considering it's like one of the biggest art museums in the Northeast.
I mean, sometimes places that you reckon would be doing something turn out not to. Again, my biggest surprise this year was that Seven Stories wasn't opening up, because that you can normally guarantee on putting something on. In fact, I tell a slight lie from a previous episode, Chris, about my knowledge of the Lambton Worm. And whilst I was still basically ignorant, as soon as Nathan started reciting the actual verse, I was like, hang on, someone was singing this in the attic storytelling room of the late shows either last year or the year before, because I've definitely heard it before somehow.
Oh, well,
no, not somehow. That's how. But yeah.
That's good to know. But yeah, which ones will you be attending?
I'll do what I normally do, and I'll make a circuit of trying to see as much as possible. Because back when I was on Twitter and genuinely being, hey, I'm a massive museum fan, everyone. Oh, it's the late shows. It's my Christmas. Oh, I'm just gonna publicise everything that I go to. I'd do that, and I'd wear myself the fuck out. And that's when I was in my late 20s and 30s. Now that I'm 40, I really need to be a bit more selective as to what I do. But I will go to both what's on offer on Friday and Saturday. Saturday, I'm actually at the Tyneside Cinema for a film in the afternoon. So I'll probably start off with their silent disco once I come out of it. But I always love going to the Castle Keep, so I'll definitely be there at some point. I'll just do a massive circle. I'll try and get to Station East, definitely. I've linked that page in the group chats as to how to contact. But yeah, just to see if any of the people who were there when I made my prior appearance are there, and just get caught up.
That's amazing. Yeah, you. Oh shit! Sorry, my headphones went for a second there. You're very much you're very much like a politician in that regard. It's like that you can meet people and then you'll see them again, and you're like, oh yeah, hello, I remember you. Whereas I can see people every day for a year and then not remember them if I don't see them for like 2 days. I think I'm just so bad with faces and names.
Well, that's the thing, because as I say, I was at a 40th birthday yesterday, and it was seeing some of my friends' friends who I probably hadn't seen since the last time we were at Reading Festival together. No, that's probably a lie, actually. Probably it would have been at his wedding, but he got married in like 2015, so like 11 years since I've seen like most of them. I like, yeah, I can name you. There's like one person whose name I couldn't, so I just didn't really address them. So yeah, I was quite lucky in that respect.
That's amazing. What a skill. But going back to the episode, I am going to thank you for this because I wasn't aware of how widespread it was. And again, if you listen to this episode, go and Google it. See what's in your area. Because there'll be something. And if you're in London, there is the thing that I want to do before I die, which is Dino Snores, where you can go and sleep over in the Natural History Museum.
Ah, yes.
You can do, and that's something we haven't even touched today. I don't think we do it as much in Newcastle, but you can sleep over in the museums in London, including like under the skeletons of dinosaurs and stuff, which is amazing.
Like to sleep over at the Centre for Life next to the human brain.
Is there?
There is a human brain there, yes.
Oh yeah, no, I was at the Life Centre like the other week for dinosaurs. Actually, I love having a kid because I get to indulge.
You're not allowed to sleep over. You can sleep over outside of it on the step if you want.
Or you could get drunk and go into the toilet. The Nathan method.
You could. You
Sleepovers
could. It's frowned
at the
upon.
Clooney. Yeah.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, good Lord. But yes, thank you for your knowledge, Ian. I thank you very much for it. Nathan, do you thank him or curse him?
I'm gonna curse you because it's making me feel like I didn't know any of this was going on, and now I kind of get a bit of FOMO because I'm not able to leave the house as much as I would like to leave the house these days due to having an infant, and for the amount of times that you've made Chris say the word Google.
Do you not like Google? Is that a thing?
It's just you've said it so many times now, it doesn't sound like a word anymore.
A Google is a big number, so use that one instead.
It is. It is, yeah.
But I think that is enough for us all to be getting on with. So go and enter search term here on the internet to find your local events and come and tell me on Instagram or email me at thinktankids@gmail.com, which of course will get passed on to the fellas. Come and talk to us. Tell us what is around you. What are some of the interesting things? Because if I'm ever visiting a city and I want to do something on a night, I will be looking for like things like this because I just don't want to drink. I don't enjoy drinking loads. So I would very much like to go to a museum and have the option to drink. But tell me what's in your area that is really cool. For example, I'm going to Hamburg at the end of the month. So I will now be looking at what's in Hamburg on a night so I can do stuff there. That's not just getting drunk by the river. So yeah, I think we can wrap it up there. Gents, is there anything else we want to
add? No.
Great. Well, thank you, Ian, so much for this lovely, relaxing and knowledge-filled episode. Listen out for our next episode. Nathan, what are we discussing next time? Do you want to tell us?
Oh yeah, we're going to be discussing a very interesting band once again. We're going to be going back into the music side of things. We're going to be talking about a very, very dark band called Mayhem. They are shrouded by a lot of violence and controversy. Norwegian black metal band. Be going into the church burnings that a lot of Norwegian black metal bands went into. And some horrible, horrible stuff that happens throughout their whole discography. Very strange stuff.
Yeah, so Nathan put in our group chat Has anyone heard of the band Mayhem? And he said something about Norwegian black metal, and something triggered in my head, and I went, "Oh, is this about the church burnings?" Thinking that was the worst thing that happened. And then he proceeded to list off some horrific things that had happened. So next episode will be a mix of musical history, religious desecrations, and true crime, really. So it's going to be a bit of a heady mixture, and you've got to do that with your hand where you waft it towards your nose. It's going to be a heady mixture of things that make you feel quite sick. And then the episode after that, which is going to get recorded at some point this week, but on the release schedule, will be the history of RPGs Part 2, where I cover off where we left at the last episode, where the guys who made the first editions of Dungeons and Dragons meet. And then we take it through the turbulent history of that company, which is utterly fascinating that these games even get fucking made at all, considering all the shit that goes on behind the scenes, all the way through to 2026, where RPGs and tabletop RPGs are as popular as they are now. Then after that, the cycle will reset and we'll be back to our Ian, who will then decide our new batch of subjects. So that is for people like Amy and other listeners who specifically requested that we give them a heads up so they can, quote unquote, do their homework. And what appears to have happened here, lads, is when we've joked about listeners being cuckolds who are just enjoying us having fun, some of them have taken it to heart and now want to do the research ahead of time so they can listen along with us. And I presume...
Why are you saying we? It's you that makes those jokes. Me and Ian are just innocent bystanders.
Yeah, but I appear to have motivated people into doing a bit of research, because I've mentioned Amy, but there's other people as well who have messaged me saying, you know, oh, what's the next episode about? I'm like, oh, this, why? And they're like, okay. And so I can only imagine that, just like a cuckold, they are going to shout encouragement from the sidelines while being completely ignored because we can't hear them while the episode is on.
I don't think that's what cuckolds do.
The best ones do. The best ones shout encouragement.
I usually just stay quiet.
Just play on the Switch that your wife's boyfriend bought you.
I do, yeah. Pokemon Fire Red. I'm playing on his account though. I'm like double cooked. I'm just trying to level up his Snorlax.
He makes you grind for the Elite Four while he grinds.
He does.
Oh, right. And on that cheery note, I'm going to say goodbye. So goodbye from me, Chris.
Goodbye from me, Ian.
And goodbye from me, Chris.